Welcome everybody to the Nest. My name is Ifat. We are a community of moms-to-be, moms, dads, families, and we have yoga classes online for prenatal and postpartum, as well as a lot of education. So today I have Michelle from Lumina Massage, and I am about to ask her your question. So anything and everything about massage and how it's going to be helpful for preparing for labor and birth, as well as in the postpartum period. So Michelle, welcome and thank you for being with me today.
Thank you, thank you. I'm really excited. I have to tell you guys, I have been prepping mentally all morning. I did my workout, so I got nice and sweaty, and I was just like, okay, it's coming. The interview is coming.
Yay.
So, but it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be on here and to talk to all the moms and, you know, the dads if they're watching, and whoever I can serve. That's where my heart is. So I'm happy to be here.
I know, and I know you, and I met you several times before in different community events, and I know you care, which is exactly why I'm here with you today. I also know you have beautiful, strong hands, and that you're very precise in what you do, which is exactly why I wanted to ask you. I have a lot of moms, so we'll break it down in parts, and I'll ask you, and then I'll just hand you the mic, and you can talk all you need. So, as you know, I teach pregnant moms, and pregnant moms, the main concern is their back.
Yes.
And their sciatica, so sciatic nerve. And they say it's shooting to the legs, and it's really hard to sit, stand, and it just becomes super annoying at night, during the day, and sometimes it's even worse. And then my postpartum moms, my new moms, complain a lot about the upper back, the shoulders and the arms. And I know it's because of how we sit and how we hold the baby. And I wonder if there's anything that you can tell them about, obviously what you do and the benefits of massage, but also if you have any tips or anything that they can use when they're sitting at home, or any exercises, anything like that would be super helpful. And of course, if you can tap into the lack of sleep and stress, that would be amazing. So go ahead and tell us all about it and anything that we can learn from you.
Okay, great. So the first thing I'm going to go over is sciatica. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to identify what sciatica is, because it's such a broad term. Some people have heard of it. Some people have never heard of it. Some people go to their doctor and they're like, what the heck is that? Right. I don't understand what's going on. So let's break down, first of all, what it is for those moms out there that don't understand what it is. So sciatica is a diagnosis for your sciatic nerve being impinged. Impinged is a medical term that is used in the medical community that basically means the nerve is being hit, or it's being touched, or it's being aggravated in some way, shape, or form. So you have this enormous nerve. It's actually one of the largest nerves in the body, and it's quite impressive, actually. So it starts in the lower back. So to give you a little bit of anatomy, it starts in the lower back. Okay, and then it runs down your gluteals, or your booty, and then it goes all the way down to the soles of your feet. Now, so this nerve, right, is like passing through all these muscles, and in massage therapy, that's what we focus on. We focus on the nerves, we focus on the muscles. We also focus on other attributes of soft tissue, but those are like the main goal. Right. So sciatica, when you are pregnant, okay, your belly is protruding out week by week by week. And what you have to understand is that your muscles of your lower back, the more weight there is in the front of your body, and the reason why I'm doing this is because your body is constantly being pulled forward, right? Right. So your muscles are contracting. What is contraction? It's similar to like a bicep. When you're flexing it, the muscle is contracting. So imagine the sciatic nerve is there. It's just minding its own business, hanging out, doing a good time. And then your baby's growing, right? Great, good news. Your muscles are in a constant state of contracting, and that's not going to go away. Some women have sciatica, some women don't. Now, from a massage therapist standpoint, we are hoping that the cause of sciatica is muscular related. Now, why am I bringing that up? Because I have a lot of colleagues that are chiropractors, so I have to like throw them in the mix.
Right.
So I want to respect them. Sciatica has different origins, okay?
Right.
Fortunately, for many, many people, when you release the muscle, when you massage the muscle, you release that irritation that the nerve is experiencing, and hence you can cure sciatica. Now, with that said, in the spine, right, like where your bones are, you have little discs in between. The disc can shift out, okay? And they can be pressing on that sciatic nerve, and that can be causing. And if that's your main problem, you have to take a more aggressive approach. But for today, for the sake of today and for the sake of time, we're going to pretend that it's muscular. 80% of the cases that I see are relieved with neuromuscular massage, which is more like a pain relief focused massage, as opposed to like a spa, it's my birthday, honey, it's our anniversary, let's go and feel good massage. It's very different. So that's sciatica, and if you understand it, the anatomy and how to diagnose it properly. Also, another key aspect of how to self-diagnose, I know doctors watching this are going to be like, no, don't say it, but these are just symptoms, right? True sciatica, classic textbook sciatica, will start in the lower back. You may feel it going down your glutes, and it will go, you will feel the nerve pain behind the legs. So think of hamstring, calves. It will not wrap around to the front of your thigh, okay?
Right.
So that's really important that moms know that. At the end of the day, that is what it is, and massage can be an excellent resource. And what we'll do when you come in is, or when you go to any place, and hopefully you'll find a qualified massage therapist, they will focus on your lower back, they'll focus on your glutes, they'll focus on your hamstrings, because remember, that's the trajectory, that's the pathway of the nerve, and they'll focus, you know, all the way down to the soles of your feet. And that is how massage can assist, in a nutshell, with sciatic nerve pain.
Nice. So 80% of sciatic issues are muscular, which can be solved with massage. One thing that came to mind while we were talking, will a pregnancy belt help relieve some of the weight going forward, or is that not something that you recommend?
Okay, so that's a great question. Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. Okay, pregnancy belt is similar to, it's a support system, okay? So you have to think of, like, when you think of supports, braces, like if you have carpal tunnel and you have to sleep with that brace at night, or you have a sling, that's a brace. The pregnancy support belt works really well for some women, but it's not going to help sciatic nerve impingement, and this is why. The support is good, like for example, the belly is large and it's heavy, and you're supporting it to kind of give that mom a break, right? I am a fan of braces and support for a short amount of time. Most physical therapists and chiropractors will say the same thing, because if you start to depend on a brace or a support to hold up your muscles are going to get flax, and they're going to get weak. And you need healthy, strong, I mean, especially if you're going to give birth, you need those muscles to be on point. You need them to be strong. And support does help when you have pain, but in terms with sciatica, the muscle is still contracted, the nerve is still impinged, and it's not going to relieve, it's not going to help at the root of the problem.
Right. Okay. And what about the lower back pain during pregnancy? Is there anything that they can do for that?
You know, lower back pain is really, really tricky. I feel so bad for these moms. Honestly, like you know, the work that you do in helping moms like prepare for birth and then postpartum and things like that, it is really challenging to work with the belly. Like, is it not? Yeah. So, in terms of, you know, are you talking about in massage or are you talking about which way?
I mean, I know massage helps. Obviously, people go for massage therapy. I think the biggest concern for pregnant and non-pregnant, right, would be lower back pain, correct?
Lower back pain is popular.
Yeah.
Lower back pain is popular, but not you know, it's not the only issue. But in pregnancy, if we're going to be talking about pregnancy, postpartum is a whole nother animal. It's a whole
Right.
nother game. Most of the time, now there is the unicorn out there that comes in. I had a mom come in this past week and she's like, I don't have any lower back pain. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Lucky.
I know. That's why I call them the unicorns. But yes, massage does help. Stretching does help. But again, as you know, with the belly, you know, we have to work with like the physics of the situation. With the belly, it's challenging. But of course, you know, certain poses and things that would help mom. But if it's muscular, again, the best way to relieve the muscle pain and the contraction is through heat and through stretching and through massage. That is the simplest way. When people tell me, Michelle, how can I get rid of muscle pain and tension? I tell them if it's because of tightness, it's heat, massage, and stretching. Those are the things, those are the components that are going to relax a muscle. So.
Okay. Good. So yoga and massage, we work together.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the postpartum, because I do have a lot of moms and their main complaint, I should say, not concern, is the upper body, actually upper back, neck, shoulders, and upper back, pretty much. So like, you know, all of this area that I know is postural. I mean, and of course, lack of sleep and stress. So,
so I think what happens, and I just want to talk with some moms out there. You know, I don't want to stereotype, right? Most women are planners. Like, it's one of their strengths. It's one of their fortes. If you're a planner, before we jump into this, and you're watching this and you're a mom, please just understand that you have to take your planning skills and apply them to your pregnancy and to your postpartum days. Pregnancy goes by like this. Nobody feels that way towards the end, but you have to be a planner. Just like if you were planning a wedding, a dream wedding, whatever, it doesn't stop the day you give birth. And this is where, Ifat, we're going to transition into postpartum, because this is such a huge mistake that women make. It happens so quickly. They're like, oh, 9 months of pregnancy. I'm like, you have no idea how fast that's going to go. So it has to transition. Like, you have to transition your physical health and caring for your body and plan for it. I don't understand where the stopping point is in caring for yourself the moment you give birth. I really want women to listen to that. I mean, if there's a message I could get across, please allow the transition to leak over into your postpartum. And postpartum isn't 6 weeks after you give birth. It is up to a year, maybe more. There are women that choose to give birth back to back to back to back to back. It takes about a year for your body to physically come back, for your organs to settle. I know this may, be a little graphic for some people, but it's the truth.
No, it's very true.
Yeah, your organs need to settle back into place. And our society, our American society, awards and rewards women that are strong and capable, and you're not allowed to complain. You're not allowed to stand up for yourself and say, I'm tired. I need time with my baby. We do not live in a country and a culture that supports women. That is something that I just want to say. We
No,
do
you're
not.
absolutely right. And I try to tell a lot of my students, like, it's very hard because almost everyone, every new mom says, I wish I knew. Nobody told me. Truth is that we do tell, but it's almost like it doesn't go. The postpartum period is way more intense
Yes.
than the
Yeah.
pregnancy.
It's way more intense. And again, like, please forgive me for going into the mindset of this, but it's just,
No.
it's something that I beg women, like, I have to, like, ain't too proud to beg. I beg women, I'm like, please, 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 you have to get into the frame of mind. And it's working. It's working. There are women out there who are like, you know what? I need this. I need to take care of myself. I need to budget this. You want to talk about money? You want to talk about
Right.
finances? You know, there's usually a partner home. You sit down. I've had moms that come sit down, not with me, but with their husband at home and say, we need to add this to our budget. Whatever it is, whether it's fitness classes, massage therapy, to help me recover. Because in our society, it's like bounce back, bounce back. And it's like, who says that you bounce back from being pregnant for 9 months and giving birth so quickly? Not to mention the emotional drain that you have from sending your newborn child into childcare. Now, there are circumstances where there are families that financially, due to lack of finances or lack of family being around them, maybe they're immigrants, which we have a lot of in South Florida, they don't have family to take care of the little one. But it is heartbreaking for moms to have to make that choice. But if you do have a choice, like, sit down and try to plan for it. Like, use those planning skills that you have and plan for all of this to happen. And, you know, really become self-aware as a woman, what your obstacle is mentally with receiving self-care. That
Or
is huge.
help, or even help. I feel like I tell my friends, my students, I tell everybody all the time, it's like we're ashamed to even ask for help. And in other cultures, I mean, in the yoga tradition, 40 days minimum of not doing anything, literally being home, having everybody take care of you. So the only person you need to take care of is your baby. And then, like, everything is done for you. That's 40 days of, like, just being holy, being peaceful, being cared for, being, you know, restful, meditate, go for a walk outside in the sun. You know, it's like more holistic and spiritual than ever. And then after the 40 days, I mean, myself, I felt like for 6 months I was a zombie. For at least 6 months I was a zombie. And then with every child, I think it took me a little longer to heal and kind of get it together, or whatever you want to call it. And I had help. I mean, I hired help. I was like, no, I deserve it. So I definitely hired help. I think I started having more help after every baby.
You get wiser, hopefully. You get wiser.
I'm like, crap, I'm not cleaning. And then I tell people the same. So you know what I find, that in some of the Jewish communities, they have like this meal train and this diaper train and this helper train and all the train in the world. Like, all the moms are coming and delivering for the other moms. So that's kind of cool if we had communities like that are so tight and helpful. If you don't have parents, you know, if you don't have an auntie or a sister or someone to take care of you.
Yeah. But I think, you know, even if you, like, in an ideal world, right, as women, we would have communities. But like I mentioned before, South Florida is filled with people coming in from other countries, oftentimes by themselves, like a couple coming in by themselves, and they're totally alone. So does it stink to have to sit down and be like, okay, who can I reach out to for this? Because you feel shy, because you feel embarrassed. But, you know, another message I try to let moms know is you have to think of this long term, right? You can't, this isn't just because your culture doesn't advocate for this, you have to gravitate towards people that understand. And another thing I want to mention is, you know, not every woman comes from a background where she's going to understand self-care. There's going to be some shaming going on. Oh my gosh, you're going to get a massage. Who do you think you are? Must be nice. Must be nice. Oh, you're taking a yoga class? Must be nice. Oh, come on, give me a break. Give me a break, you know? It's just that shaming.
You can say it is nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes, it is nice, but there's
and
nothing
I deserve
wrong.
It.
Yeah, it's something that it's like, I'm doing this for the longevity of my family. I'm doing this to pace myself. I'm doing this because the resources around me that see mothers day in and day out. I'm doing this because after I give birth, I don't see my doctor again, ever. I see my pediatrician, but the pediatrician is more concerned with the baby's health. Who's concerned about my well-being? Who's concerned about my breakdown in the bathroom, that I'm crying to myself and my baby's crying in the other room and I'm exhausted, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, my intimacy with my spouse, all of these things. This is where the journey begins. The pregnancy, for sure, is important to take care of yourself. But the mindset, the breaking away from this lie that it's
all over once you have a baby. It all actually a complete different chapter in your life.
Exactly. It's like,
and you went to something complete that I 100% believe in, is that, you know, you're saying like in our society, the doctor here doesn't see you, but we should have in our insurance packages, there should be a postpartum package that includes visits with a midwife or a doctor, visit with a physical therapist, visit perhaps with a mental therapist, getting a massage and other things that we really deeply need, not just physically. Obviously, you care about the mental health of your client. It's all very important that we have none of it. It's like the second you have a baby, like you say, the whole focus is on the baby and not on you. It's like, okay, well, you did your thing. Bye.
It's one of the reasons, and can I tell you, it's one of the reasons that I remember I think I shared the story with you, but I'm going to share it on here if it's okay. I remember the first day that I went in, it was 2005. I remember the first day that I took my prenatal massage class, and this light bulb went off inside of me. It went off inside my soul, and it just clicked. And the woman was talking, the instructor was talking. She was like this big, and she had like blonde hair. And she was talking about prenatal massage. And I was like, this revelation came to me, and I thought, why isn't every single woman on the face of planet Earth getting massage throughout her pregnancy? And then postpartum wasn't even talked about then. So I didn't even get that far. It wasn't until I really started serving women that I started to see the physical pain that their, you know, bodies are going through. But I was like, every woman should have this experience. I don't understand. Like, I'm seriously confused. And then I remember my instructor telling me, I was so passionate. I was like, something has to be done. Like, put the bat signal up in the sky. And I just couldn't understand why pregnant women were just cast aside in the massage industry. Nobody wanted to touch them, Ifat. Nobody wanted to touch a pregnant woman because they thought they would put her into labor, which is ridiculous. I'm going to say here now, it is ridiculous. You will not put a pregnant woman into labor if you massage her. You got to be doing some major acrobatic stuff. I mean, you got to be like twisting her legs in a pretzel and be like pressing on a whole bunch of acupressure points.
And even then,
you are more active. You are more active as a pregnant woman during sex and during exercise than you will ever be in a massage. So you cannot tell me that a massage is going to induce labor. Okay, that was my spiel on that. The point is that, yeah, the point is that it is so safe. It is so beneficial. But the women are the ones that have to speak up. The women are the ones that cannot rely on conventional medicine, because conventional medicine hasn't caught up. And I respect doctors. I do. I respect the schooling that they went through, the money that they put, and the time and the energy and invested. I respect the knowledge that they have. But the truth of the matter is that conventional medicine hasn't caught up with the wellness industry. Now I think doctors are a little bit more open to it, which I'm thrilled about. I'm talking about OB doctors, by the way. Chiropractors are more receptive to wellness, obviously. Acupuncturists are more receptive to wellness, but like internal medicine, OB, things like that, it's my desire that they would be like more inquisitive and invite wellness practitioners that focus on caring for women and saying, what the heck do you do? Talk to me about it.
Right. Yeah, I agree. 100%. So I'm glad to hear that. We deal with the physical, and when we deal with physical, we're here to also release and help emotional, mental, whole person, and see the whole person and care for the whole person and ask them what they need beyond the physical. And that's where I do hope, and I'm with you, that, you know, a lot of doctors have ways to go. And I know that some are making a lot of changes and inviting a lot of different practitioners into their practice and to talk to their patients and to just kind of increase awareness of a whole body and a whole person and a whole life.
Yes.
And really caring for yourself as well as your baby. And then obviously once the baby is here, you still have to take care of yourself, and probably even more because mothers are depleted, and we need to kind of keep filling up the cup so we can keep sharing and taking care of everybody else. And I really appreciate it. I don't know if we touched on everything, but I feel like this was awesome because I really do agree with you. I really, really do agree with you. And I hope that together, you know, the people that we do meet and the people that do come into our lives can hear that and make change for themselves, because essentially they're going to be happier people. Whether you have a backache or not, right? At least you can be happier and more fulfilled and feel good about yourself. And I think that obviously changes the physical as well. So the physical affects the mental, and the mental affects the physical, and that's what we're here for. So I appreciate it. I really do.
You're welcome. And if I could just touch on, because I know you asked about like the neck and the shoulders, and I went off. I just I really believe that the foundation has to be your mindset before you can pursue self-care. It has to like branch out from that. The soil has to receive that, and it has to be like the foundation. But a lot of like muscular aches and pains that come from when you give birth and you are holding the baby, for those moms out there that either are pregnant or don't understand this, I'm speaking to you. When you give birth and you plan on breastfeeding, we're not judging you if you don't breastfeed, but either way, you're going to be hoisting that baby a lot. And you have to think of your body in terms of when you go to work out. when you do any type of exercise or any type of movement in the fitness mindset, you're always thinking of form, right? In order to master anything or in order to avoid injury, you have to think of form. Most mothers don't think of carrying their child as like a workout gear.
Right.
But let's say picking up your baby that's growing like this, right? Your child is growing. So I have a mom that comes in and she's like, my back is killing me, my upper back. So I'm like, how much does your baby weigh? My baby weighs 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds. Every time she comes in, the baby weighs more and more. And so I say to her, all right, let's pretend that instead of the kitchen and your baby's like tugging at you and you scoop them up with one hand while you're like cooking with the other, right? Like you're like in this weird convoluted position and you're doing this all day long. Let's pretend you're at the gym and somebody says, go pick up that 20-pound weight on the floor, right? Are you going to carelessly pick up the 20-pound weight and like drape it over your shoulder and like try to, I don't know, it's an exaggerated example, right? But what I'm trying to say is that as a mom, treat your baby like that weight at the gym.
Right, so
like
you squat.
Exactly. Squat, right? Learn how to squat.
Engage.
If they know how to squat, they can come to you and learn how to properly squat. Keep your back straight, right? And hoist that baby up. A big complaint is, oh, the right side of my body is tighter, it hurts more than the left side of my body. Okay, if that's the case, just shift the baby to the left side of your body for a little while, and give this side of your body a break. You know what I mean? So
Right.
You have to, like moms out there, have to start viewing like how they're moving their body. If you're lying in bed like this, right? And you're like draped up across. If you're lying in bed for like, how long? 45 minutes, an hour to feed your baby, right? And you think you're in a comfortable position, like your body can sustain that position maybe for 5 to 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, but eventually the blood flow is going to cut off. Your hand is going to get numb. You're hoisting your body up. Your muscles are contracting, but your baby's feeding. So that's why for postpartum massage, for women that are genuinely interested in releasing that back pain, you're feeding your baby multiple times a day. So you have to be very aware of form. So if you fed your baby on your bed, on your side like this, the next time you feed your baby, don't go back to your bed. You know what I mean? Like, don't go back to your bed.
Or go in the other direction or whatever. We always talk about it in yoga too. Whatever you do on one side, you want to do on the other side. And when we do exercises and you see a mom holding a baby with the left arm under, let's say, right? Baby facing out, left arm under. The next exercise we do, or the other side we do, I'll tell them, okay, switch arms, now hold with the right arm under.
Great.
Or you see moms that are just kind of like resting the baby on their hip and then their whole body is kind of taking that shape to one side. I'm like, okay, fine, then at the same breath, then go ahead and change it to the other hip, so at least you create some kind of balance. I mean, still there are better ways of holding the baby, right? But if we're going to do one thing, having an awareness of what we're doing and then alternating or changing it up and mixing it up or whatever. And like you say, if you're going to hold the baby or lift the baby, right, just have that awareness of like, how am I going to swoop the baby up? Am I going to squat, or am I going to round my spine? And absolutely. Yeah. I agree.
And understanding your breastfeeding, or again, if you don't breastfeed, that's cool.
Could also be bottle feeding here. Still like,
exactly. You're doing this movement right here. So very similar to people that come in and they're like, oh, I work on the computer all day, and I'm like, you're doing this all day. As a massage therapist, I'm doing this all day. Like, I'm looking down. I've trained myself to not even look at the body anymore, unless it has a bruise or a cut or something like that. But I'm constantly training myself to push. There's no magic formula to good posture. Like, you just have to catch yourself, catch yourself, catch yourself, you know. And if I may, I'm gonna, like, this is super basic, so please bear with me. And if you know this, I'm sorry. If there's an alignment that your body has, so I'm just gonna turn to the side really quick. Okay, I think you can see me. Yeah. So your ear should be directly over your shoulder, right? Like, you have a seam right here that should be directly over your hip. What happens, moms, I'm talking to you. What happens is that you have something called forward head posture because of gravity. Over time, this is what happens. Ready? Like this, like this, like this. Everyone is guilty of it. I don't care if you're the best fitness instructor in the world or like the most super conscious, whatever. Everyone is guilty of it. And it's a constant training yourself of putting your shoulders back, okay? And then putting your head back. So look, like this. It looks weird, but you just put your head back and
double chin.
Yeah.
We call it just double chin.
Very, very unsexy double chin.
Whatever.
Very sexy.
Screw sexy.
Screw sexy right
Screw
now.
Sexy.
We're talking about,
I want to feel good. I want to feel, right. I want to have no pain.
Exactly. So if you want to talk about like easy, super simple things that you can do for yourself, if you can't, you know, if you have to save up to get a massage or whatever the case may be, posture and how you hold yourself is so important. And constant, you're going to catch yourself and it's just pull it back, head back, pull it back, head back. And you know, that for sure, having a clear understanding and relaxing your shoulders. Oftentimes we're going to do this. Can you see me? Like the shoulders are going to go up and up and up and up and up and up. And just when you pull it back, head back, just make sure that your shoulders relax. Everyone is guilty of this. You have to do it. Whatever you spoke about balance, whatever you do, mom, throughout the day, you have to counterbalance that. So if you are still, if you are sitting still for the majority of the day, you have to, please listen to me, move your body. Right. And moving your body does not include scrubbing the toilet or changing the baby's diaper. It includes getting your heart rate up and sweating, please sweat. I'm not saying that you have to take 5 or 6 fitness classes a day. All I'm saying is go outside, move your body, get things flowing, get things pumping. And that's, you know, that's it. Okay, we covered sciatica, upper back. Do you want to do induction massage or should we stop now?
I think we got the point. Also, when you said that the massage is not necessarily going to bring the baby was something that I actually like hearing, because honestly, I feel like, and I say that to everybody, it's a great thing to do because I feel like it opens channels. It kind of like balances the body. Tell me if you disagree. I feel like maybe it won't bring the baby, but when the baby decides to come, I feel like things are just going to have a better flow. That's how I look at induction massage.
Yes.
It's not magic. It's not going to be like, if a baby is not ready, listen, a baby is not ready. But if you want an easier kind of flow during labor, I believe that all of these help, because what they do in your body, they just open channels. They do like an internal cleanse. They like just create this beautiful energetic flow. So then if there's any kind of stagnation or stuckness, I feel like this will open up and then the labor experience will just be better. So you agree?
Yeah, I do. Usually what I
there's
tell
points, obviously, but
there's acupressure points. And here's the thing. A lot of women go to the acupuncturist to get induction points activated. I love acupuncture. I believe in it. I have colleagues that are acupuncture physicians that I believe in their work. If you're afraid of needles, and mind you, the needles are like a hair. Yeah. But let's just say for argument's sake, if you're afraid of needles and you don't want to go that route, acupressure which is basically like the same points on the body, just using your thumb or using like, you know, something else, but not inserting a needle, is a good option for you. Those are the points that you want to avoid when you're pregnant, of course. But yeah, absolutely. The human body is still very mysterious. There's a lot we don't understand. Those Chinese meridian points, those are thousands of years old. Who in the world would ever guess that a point on your hand could affect your kidney? You know, just things like that.
And now it's cool.
But absolutely, like the more relaxed you are, is the easier you're going to go into delivery. That's why using massage as a relaxation component, using the neuromuscular to release that tension in your glutes, in your hips, all of that needs to be released. And then coupling that with the acupressure points, man, that is a recipe. Like, women are like, is it gonna hurt? And I'm like, no, you're gonna feel like you're on cloud 9 when you're done. And then when you're in that state, absolutely, everything just kind of rushes out, because that's the way the body functions. It's like when you go on vacation and you can't go to the bathroom for 3 days because you're in a new environment and you're stressed, your body's holding on. But when you release that stress, guess what? You can go to the bathroom.
Things come out, things come down. That's awesome. All right. Well, I want to thank you because this was very interesting, and I'm glad to say that I totally agree. So that kind of strengthens my point, and I can strengthen your point, and we can kind of, again, make that known to the people around us and the people who come our way that, you know, we're here to help, and we're here to, when we care about their whole health. That's really the main, I think the main point, what we're doing, right? Why we're doing what we're doing. So yeah, thank you so much. I will share your information at the bottom, and anyone in this area can contact you. You are in Miami Lakes, right?
Yes, the office is in Miami Lakes, and we also see pediatrics. So just in case somebody's interested in that, we see the whole family, but our heart is for women. We're an advocate for women taking care of themselves and breaking through that mindset that women come last, and that's what it takes to be a good mother. It's not true. We have women that are clients that adore their families, adore their children, and they're not any less of a loving mother because they take out some time for themselves. In fact, they're more productive at home, they're more loving at home, they're more patient at home, they're better spouses. So, you know, this is what we're here for. If you don't mind, I would love to be another resource. Every Friday at 10:30 a.m. I have a baby massage class on Instagram Live that I host. It doesn't take very long. It's like maybe 30 minutes. So any of the moms out there, that's, you know, if you want to learn how to massage your baby, you know, feel free to hang out and join us.
Beautiful. And we'll share your Instagram, obviously. So all your info is going to be right here. Okay. Thank you, Michelle, so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a great day. Take care.
You too. Bye. Bye.